Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to your favorite show. It's your favorite bro. Back with Season 2, Episode 17 for this NFL Week 17 matchups. Going down with only actually 9 games to go on this beautiful Sunday. I'm not lying, or I am lying to you guys. It is still Saturday evening for us here, but at our usual scheduled time to record and or to post, it will be raining, so I don't want to miss out on the opportunity to pass the quick takes for this Sunday, just a day earlier on Saturday, which, if you guys have been, paying attention, we already did have 2 excellent matchups. First, the Chargers put on a whoop ass on the Patriots, 40-7 on the road. Kind of like how we predicted. I didn't think it was going to be as big of a gap as, it kind of got to, but win's a win. Thursday Night Football, let's go back to it really quickly. We did say Seattle was going to, win that one for the NFC West title showdown going down next week. But both of those teams did not look like they wanted to win. It was a 6-3 game, really. One of the most horrendous matchups of the season. And then we come back into today, the matchup that just finished up right now between the Broncos and the Bengals. We had the Broncos going in, but the Bengals, they tried to lose that game. The missed field goal by Cade York at the end of the matchup, giving the ball to the Broncos multiple times. But 5-year vet in Joe Burrow, rookie quarterback in Bo Nix. You see the flashes of what is to come with the Knicks and the Broncos, but this one Bengals did take it 30-24 in overtime. Now we move forward with 147-96 record into the 9 matchups at hand on the Sunday after the matchup that will happen between the Cardinals and the Rams going down shortly. But let's kick on with the matchups on this beautiful Sunday. Jets at the Bills. Battle of New York, essentially. New York, New Jersey. Bragging rights right there, but it's not even close. Yes, Jets are talented. They have, really, essentially almost everything that you would want, but the season has not gone to anything. GM's fired, head coach fired. They're just a mess. So we are going to roll with the MVP Allen, let James cook. That offensive line with Deion Dawkins, the O-line that just got their quarterback, the, MVP chain. So we'll see what happens there. Wilson and Adams on one side, Cooper and Coleman on the other. It is an excellent matchup, but Bills to take this one. Next one, another divisional matchup. Titans at the Jaguars in Clowntown. I think the Titans do take this one. I think in the trenches, they are superior. I think while they are, they both have the same record, I think Titans still have more juice, more energy, just more hunger that they're playing with. Defensively, I think they're superior. Running the ball, you see ETN kind of, I don't know what to say. Like, he just regressed significantly while the whole team has as well. But, without him, Bigsby kind of taking over that. On the other side, you have Pollard and, the committee over there. I think Snead kind of takes care of Brian Thomas Jr. Without him, I don't see anybody else really doing any damage. And then we move on to another division of matchups, 3 of them to begin it. Panthers at the Buccaneers. And in this one, we have to roll with the Bucs, Why? Playoff push. Obviously, that's already apparent. Panthers, what are they really playing for other than spoiler? So can they, go into Tampa Bay and do this? Yes, but I think Tampa Bay defense is a veteran team, mostly still Levante David. You still have Vita Vea in the trench. You still have Antoine Winfield back there, even if he is playing or not. He is still going to help the boys prepare. And I think they hold on because they do want to still be in the playoffs hunt. Mike Evans and Jalen McMillan, I think, who's really going to stop them? J.C. Horn, I think, he's doing his thing. But other than that, somebody's going to have to step up. If not, tight end down the middle. Always something to be careful about. And Baker, you don't ever want to dial him. Bryce, I am happy that he is coming back to play the level that he can. He's showing that, the team, the league, pretty much everybody had already given up on him too early. And he's just going to go out, ball out. We'll see what happens there. Adam Thielen for Fantasy Championship. I need you to come through this week, so we'll see what happens there. Cowboys at the Eagles. fourth of our divisional matchups in the 5 divisional matchups that we have. And in this one, without Jalen Hurts, it hurts. But we are still picking Philly at home. I think that plays a big part. If it was on the road, I think some of the guys could have dialed it back. But I think the culture that is in Philly, doesn't matter where it's at, the toughness that they play with, the way they handle the Eagles, I think just in the trenches alone, they take over and swarm. Pickett, I think they're going to try to, they saw last week that he isn't going to be able to do anything. So this game's going to be Saquon heavy, even if, the Cowboys know that. Who's going to really stop them? Diggs is, I do believe, out for the season. Lamb's been out now, put on IR. Cooper Rush, you have got some wins under your belt, but let's be realistic. That Eagles defense at home is going to show and pop out. So, sorry, Cooper Rush. Not sorry. But the Eagles prevail. Next one, Colts at the Giants. I'm not even going to waste my breath on the Giants. I don't even know who their quarterback is. Are they going to go back to Drew Lock? Are they going to Danny DeVito, Tommy DeVito, whoever DeVito? Yeah, we're not picking the Giants. Colts all the way. They still have hope for the playoffs. Moving on. Dolphins at the Browns, talking about a playoff hopeful in the AFC this time. The Dolphins are still hoping that they can, sneak into the playoffs with Broncos losing right now. Cincinnati kind of winning. Cincinnati and Dolphins are in the same boat. The defense has been fantastic. Offense is kind of getting along. We'll see what happens. Dolphins should be more desperate to win it, but in the cold. But DTR at the same time. If it was Jameis, I would have leaned with the Browns. But with DTR going up against Tua, I think Dolphins should be able to handle this. If not, possibly the end of this run of the Dolphins that is currently on the roster. Moving on, Green Bay at Minnesota Vikings. The last of our divisional matchups of the weekend. And in this one, we are rolling with, drumroll please, the away team. We are rolling with the Packers to go into the trap in Minnesota and take over the trap and come out of victory. Why? Well, because Josh Jacobs, I do believe, is having a superior and better season and is a better running back, with all due respect to Aaron Jones. So I think they're going to rely heavily on him. Jordan Love's going to make his plays. Both teams have weapon galore. It's probably going to be about turnovers. It's going to be about creating turnovers. I think defensively, while Minnesota is still a very, 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 very good defense, don't get me wrong, I think Packers are playing with a little bit more energy, especially just coming off the primetime game where they did shut down the other team 34-0. Special teams with Rich Bisaccia, I think they're doing a phenomenal job. So they're up in all 3 phases of the game. Weapons-wise, they can match up weapon for weapons with the Vikings that, not a lot of teams can say. Offensive line-wise, I think they've played phenomenally. On the other side, you do have second-string left tackle in Cam Robinson, even though he has done an excellent job filling in for Darisaw. So it's going to be a very, very, very minuscule margin, but in a divisional matchup, I will roll with the away team who has probably a little bit less pressure than Vikings, because they are still trying to vie for that top spot, possibly if the Lions and or the Eagles slip up. So I think they're going to be playing with a little bit more pressure for them internally. And then Green Bay comes over, takes this win. This is kind of going to be that slap in the mouth, kind of hopefully carries the Viking into the playoffs with momentum. Next week, another divisional matchup to kind of, get back into track. Then you move on into the playoffs. Next one up, Sunday Night Football between 2 rookie quarterbacks. Falcons taking on the Commanders in Landover, Maryland, I do believe. First time the 2 first top 10 players, top 10 rookies, QBs are matching up, I do believe, or something like that. Daniel's sample size has already been, a lot more. He's been a rookie, or he's been a starter since week 1. Michael Penix, he showed, he has flashes, but did he wow you completely to be like, oh my God, he's the answer of everything that Atlanta needs? Not quite, but that's why you need a bigger sample size against a defense like Commanders, who are, 10-5. They're trying to vie for that playoff seeding and everything. It is an excellent matchup to see how, the Falcons can go moving forward. It's not just about this season. It is about their future in the long term. So I do believe will be an excellent matchup. But due to the veterans like Bobby Wagner on the defense for the Commanders, I think they win it in a close game because a Super Bowl champion's a Super Bowl champion. The experience that comes along with it. I think Washington as a squad, as a whole roster, is farther along than Atlanta right now. But Atlanta can, catapult themselves in the offseason with the moves that they make. But for now, Jaden Daniels with his arm, with his legs, just coming off that Eagles win. I think they have the momentum as well. Falcons have been up and down all season. While they did win last week, it's still, not as convincing as you would like. And now we get to the most important matchup at hand. My Las Vegas Raiders traveling to New Orleans at a 10 a.m. Pacific time kickoff. And we are still rolling with the Raiders in this one. Why? Well, I think Spencer Rattler can be rattled. Saints, after, let's say, week 2, have not, been anything. I mean, who do they even have on their roster? I can't tell you, other than Cam Jordan probably going crazy against a rookie right tackle for us. But with O'Connell coming back last week, the way, they led the win, I think this week as well, fans are going to be mad. But boys, get your win. I think this is going to be your last probably win of the season, because next week in the divisional between all 3 of those guys, I don't think, we will be getting another one for the season. While it might suck draft positioning wise, I think we get it done. I don't care if it's on the road. I don't care if it's against the Saints. We get this one done. Till Monday, I will catch you guys. I hope you guys have an excellent Sunday. Thank you guys for tuning in. Love. Peace.